So we are here today to talk about the band Dream Theater. And my background with Dream Theater is not as extensive as you might think. I have heard some tracks. I know the album Octavarium really well. I bought it and listened to it. I think that was after listening to Octavarium on the channel, the song, and I went back and got the album. But I kind of don't really know a lot of the other stuff. And my good friend Rudy, who is here with me today, wants to sort of help me sort of understand a bit more about Dream Theater, where to start listening to them, why the band is important, and things like that. So, Rudy, hello, welcome to the channel again.
Hi, Jim. Hi,
Hey.
panel. Hi, everybody. So today is some exciting day. So we decided together, Jim and I, to start some kind of Dream Theater journey and start not quite at the beginning, but at the beginning of the phase where James Labrie had joined the band.
Right.
The real Dream Theater fans will know there was an album #1 in 1989 called When Dream and Day Unite, which was musically great, better than anything else that the progressive metal scene had heard before. At least the Dream Theater fans say so. Some Queensryche may say no, and Fate's Warning will also say no, but the Dream Theater fans definitely say that's the great start of a long career, which didn't know anybody at this time. So my older brother bought this album. I listened to it. I liked the music very much, but the singer at that time, Jack Dominici, he was let's call it the weak point in the whole construction, because his voice was it was okay, but not really convincing. Maybe not as good as Geoff Tate or Ray Alder. So that's probably the reason why they were looking for a new singer, and they've been checking out lots of guys. And I read the book when they talked about this phase, and they had many different singers in mind. And then one day the video of James popped up, and they looked at it and they said, "That's the guy we need."
Oh, right.
So they recorded. They invited him, and seemed like they got along really good. And so they started working on their second album, and the hiatus in between was actually more than 2 years. The reason for that was that the first record company didn't really want to invest too much money into the band. You know, they had let them make the LP the first, and arranged some concerts, but there was no real big money behind it.
Okay.
So I think that's when they changed and started working on Images and Words. And that's the album where we're getting into Dream Theater today.
This one.
Correct. And maybe 50 or 80 or 90% know the album opener,
Pull Me
Me
Under.
Under, which was real big on MTV, which gave them the big kick into the knowledge of the average rock and metal listener.
Right.
And funny is that it took me until 1994 until I discovered this album, because there was no coverage on German radio. There at this time I had stopped reading music magazines. Lots of things were going on in my life: moving, making career, getting married, getting a child,
all that stuff.
And one night I sat in the car and listened to some stranger radio station, and Pull Me Under came up. And I was listening and thinking, this sounds like Dream Theater, not the singer. So I called up my older brother and said, "Hey, tell me, does Dream Theater have a new album?" And he said, "Yeah, one in 1992 and one in 1994. And I said, "Okay, next time we meet, give me the 1992. So that's when the whole thing started. I listened to the album many times. I fell in love with the music, the band, and everything. And could we start here now?
So we've got on this album. We're not going to listen to the whole album today, but there's we've got 8 tracks on here in total. But the important one, or the one that you really want me to listen to, is the first one on side 2. Metropolis Part 1. So I know there's a Metropolis Part 2 as well, isn't there? It comes up.
Right.
Is that album called Metropolis?
It's called Metropolis, Scenes from a
That's it. Yes.
Keynes from a Memory, Metropolis Part 2. Yeah, that's the official 1999.
Yeah.
First album with Jordan back then. Oh, you said you want to say who's on the album? Which members? You want to read it?
So who's?
What shall I say?
I'll just hold this up to the camera so you can see. They look so young.
Yeah.
Don't they? They really do. That's a very, very 90s looking. Is that James LeBray at the front?
Front is James. On the left, from my side, is Kevin Moore. In the back sitting is James Mayang.
Yeah.
Far in the back, which usually is not his position in the band, Mike Portnoy. And on the right side, a real young John Petrucci. No hair in the face.
This one.
Yeah, correct.
Wow. They look so young. That's hilarious. Yeah. So how long ago was that? 92. Oh my God. 30-something years ago. Wow.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now they're back together again, except for Kevin Moore.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to be listening to. I suppose, without any further ado, we should start listening to the music. Is that?
Let's jump right into it. Yeah.
Okay. So this is Metropolis Part 1. 3, 2, 1. Can you hear that okay?
Yeah, very good.
Sleigh bells. It's Christmas. Oh. Oh. That guitar sounds like singing Seventh Son of a Seventh Son.
Okay.
Iron Maiden. Oh. Oh.
Some heavy drumming, isn't it?
Very.
Oh.
Weird synth sounds.
Sounds pretty young, doesn't he, James?
Oh, the timing is very strange. Really interesting. Who's doing the backing vocals?
In the past, Petrucci, Portnoy.
Okay.
Or maybe James did it at this time. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah. But isn't he going really high?
Yeah.
bit operatic, isn't it?
Very.
The singing. Now comes what we love them for.
Oh. There's nothing subtle about his drumming, is there? Ooh. Oh. What?
You should see him do that live. It's crazy.
A lot going on. Wow. Wow. Right, stop that. Whew. What a
Like a roller
ride.
coaster ride.
What a ride. That's, what's that, 9.5 minutes, that was, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you think that's better than the stuff of the last albums,
Yep.
Alien and others?
Yeah.
I mean, the song is completely different than Octavarium. I mean, you cannot compare those two. But I would say, for me personally, it's definitely better than all the other songs on Octavarium. I mean, there are a handful that I like, but when they're going into the Muse direction, um,
You weren't too
I don't
happy.
like Dream Theater
Oh,
doing
really?
Muse.
Oh,
No, no,
okay.
no. You said what I think in one of the videos you once said that that's one of the reasons why you like the Octavarium album so much, right?
I think so. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
What was interesting when I listened to that Octavarium thing, I said, "Oh God, I thought Muse had copied Dream Theater," and then I realised no, it was the other way around. Dream Theater copied Muse,
correct,
and
correct.
I've then seen an interview or heard an interview with Mike
Yeah,
Portnoy. He was talking about sort of that the Muse album Absolution was everywhere, and
yeah.
you can hear it all over this album because
Mm,
they loved it so much. That's really really
mm.
cool.
But the great thing about the song Octavarium is when they did it on Score, this live album that they recorded in the Radio City Music Hall. By
Mm.
that time, Jordan had his Continuum fingerboard. Have you ever seen when it's just I don't know how to describe it. It doesn't have no keys and nothing. Just has colored lines.
Yeah.
And he's going with his finger. And that's how he plays the intro, you know?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, let's get back to Metropolis. What's your judgment, Mr.
Newstead.
Newstead?
Um, I, 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 I really, really like that. I mean, I mean, it's because I've. If this is the first thing you'd heard from Dream Theater, it'd absolutely sort of blow your socks off. I mean, it does. I mean, it really is very, very good. I've got to say, I can hear a couple of references in there where I heard the line talking about scenes from memory. So so that's where they use that in the latest song on the follow up. Is it the follow up album to this or the one that comes a bit later?
No. There were two in between, two full
Oh,
albums in
right, right.
between. Yeah,
Mike Portnoy's drumming is not subtle at all. There's he's going for it, but you can hear a lot of his influence in it. You can hear the Neil Peart influence in his drumming a lot.
for sure. At every stage of the career.
Absolutely, it was really really good. Very 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 heavy in places. A lot heavier than perhaps I thought it was going to be as well.
Okay.
And I'm still not 100% convinced about James LeBray's voice.
No, you don't have to. I mean, James is always the one who's polarizing.
Mm,
But you know, back then, if you think about the other singers of the 80s or so, or singers in the metal scene, like I said, in the prog metal scene, I mean, at this time there was, like I said, Geoff Tate of Queensryche and Ray Alder of Fate's Warning.
Fate's Warning, yeah.
But yeah, but those are the real ones that are standing out. Other than that, I couldn't think of any names right now. I mean, specialists will tell you probably, oh, you forgot this and forgot that. But those are the ones that I can remember. And compared to those two, in combination with the music, I thought it's just
Mm,
great, you know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Again, a lot of the synth sounds sounded of the era, so you can hear that they are very digital synthesizers that were
Yeah.
used a lot in the 90s. So you can hear that sound in there, but beyond that, there's nothing in there that really dates it to a particular period. It's just the sound of the synths that make it maybe a little bit 90s.
Yeah,
The bass is incredible, isn't it?
yeah,
Amazing, that little bass, not even solo, so just little flourishes where he's given a bit
yeah,
of space, then they joined in again and played with them. Incredible. You don't expect that in this sort of music. Well, you do now, but perhaps at the time when it came out, you didn't expect that
yeah,
sort of
sure.
playing in this sort
Yeah,
of music.
yeah.
But,
I mean, the whole production is so crisp, so clear, so on the point. And I have to tell you one thing, which is still uh, in discussion with the fans and everybody, because the producer of this album, um, he they say he triggered Mike's drums, whatever that means. I'm not familiar with all these special
David Prater.
words. Yeah. Do you know what it means to trigger
to,
drums?
to trigger.
Yeah.
We I didn't know they had them back then, but MIDI triggers. So on the different drums, you can put these little pads on them, little tiny things that are about that big.
Mm.
And when you hit the drums, it will then fire off a sample, and the sample is what's recorded. So although you've got the drums mic'd up, you can record the drums to do actual sort of live drums. A lot of drumming is also they're just using the drums as a controller and actually playing completely different sounds.
Mm.
And so if he didn't record the triggers or he didn't trigger it up, then this is just a purely live sound from Mike Portnoy's kit, which is actually really cool.
I always like the sound. I mean, I mean, not even the recordings of Rush, like my favorite Moving Pictures, which had in 1981 an almost perfect drum sound.
Yeah.
This is well, one step higher.
Yeah.
Maybe just because it sounds so hard, hard but clear, not like back in the 70s, listen to old Black Sabbath and you, okay,
Yeah.
let's not talk about this now.
Right. Well, absolutely. Yeah, I'm really, really impressed. So it's got a subtitle on it called "The Miracle and the Sleeper." Is that?
Those are actually the two. Those are actually the two persons which are showing up back in the Scenes from a Memory Part 2.
Right.
Because it's two brothers who love the same woman, and that means trouble.
It means trouble. Oh dear.
And you will see soon.
Okay.
Let's put it this way. Don't want to say too much now about
Okay.
upcoming project, but you will see soon.
Okay. Well, brilliant.
Okay?
Thank you so much, Rudy. That was
My
a really,
pleasure.
really, really, really cool introduction to this record, and I shall go and enjoy more of it. We've got a mixtape coming soon. I don't think I'm going to get it done this. I don't know when I'm going to get it done, but we've got some Dream Theater on a mixtape coming from you very soon, hopefully. But yeah, got plans for the weekend?
Well, music, relax, eat, sleep,
Repeat
walk.
the above.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sounds like a plan.
But as I said, today is the 11th, so 12 more days, and Dream Theater in Cologne.
Yay!
My
Lucky.
19th Dream Theater concert.
19th. Wow.
19th since 2000.
Wow.
I did not miss one tour, and in some years they actually played twice because they came for the festivals in the summer, and then they did their album tours in the fall.
Yeah.
And I think around this time of the year, around 8th, 9th, 10th, I think I saw them 3 times in Düsseldorf. Always the same weekend. I don't know how they schedule that, but okay. And this time we have to go to Cologne, which is a little further, and it's my first Dream Theater concert in Cologne. I've seen them at many different places, all over the area, and well, this time Cologne. We'll see.
Rudy
I'll
superfan.
report. I will report.
Good stuff. Right. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much for your time today, Rudy. Thanks for sharing that with me. And I hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope everybody at home watching this, listening to it, has enjoyed it as well.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Jim.
I'll see you on the next video,
So,
whenever and
talk
whatever
to you
that
soon.
is. Until then,
Bye bye.
this is Jim and Rudy over and out.
Bye bye.
Bye.